everybody. VigilanteWilliamson here on another episode, the 29th episode.
And I know things get the best of you sometimes.
I didn't rediscover Midwest emo. I totally ignored it the first time around. That's just being honest. And I guess now like the hipsters or the kids are finding it. And so it's moving the algorithm. So shout out to Camping in Alaska. Interesting thing about this album. It released the same month like my album. I made an album way back when in 2013. And it didn't go anywhere. No one heard it. And honestly, I don't even know how to find it anymore in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I have a hard drive that has some of the files on it that's kind of jacked up, and I don't know how to recover it. Outside of that hard drive, I have no access to an album I did years ago. But this album that I was just playing a second of, which you probably didn't even hear, knowing StreamYards, came out the same month, and it's kind of been one of those albums that people know of, and like I said, I just discovered it. It's Camping in Alaska. Camping in Alaska is the name of the band. The name of the album is Please Be Nice, and the name of the song is called, believe it or not, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4. They're hipsters, that's what their name is. So this is VW Casual. I am tired. Insomnia giveth and it taketh away. I didn't do a show last week because of insomnia. I am doing a show right now because of insomnia. I figured with work being funky, and good morning, Noble Iro, aka All Thinker. I appreciate you being here. With work being funky, I didn't want to go, a huge gap without giving you guys any content. I am still releasing clips. I'll still have some videos, a video or some videos out later on today. But I wanted to make sure I just did some sort of content. I don't have any plans for this show. This is a true casual show. Because casual kind of took the place of the VigilanteWilliamson show for the longest time. And so now it can be a little bit more to its name where it's like, hey, no plan. Just want to talk, see how you guys are doing. Hey, fellow Insomniac, join the club. We got jackets. Yeah, I've been in the Insomnia Club for years. Remember David Tell show Insomniac or Insomnia with David Tell? He would go to all these cities and find all the cool late night spots. Man, I've been really wishing. This damn pandemic really has me bummed. I mean, in a trillion ways. But that whole concept of late night spots is kind of gone. At least, I'm in a fairly nice size city. You guys actually see the damn description. You guys know I'm in Charlotte area. And I mean, there's still some, but it's just it used to be a lot more. And it just sucks. That's always a cool thing, the late night cool spots, the chill spots. And it's just totally killed. Brightest day. How are you still up? VigilanteWilliamson. Or are you up? Because I'm still up because of insomnia, but obviously you went to bed while you were in the chat of yelling at parked cars. I appreciate you being here, man. Preparing for another day of blowing the prosecution out of the water. Yesterday was very interesting. Yeah, I talked a little bit, speaking of yelling at parked cars, I talked a little bit about the Kyle Rittenhouse story. Being on the panel was the first I had heard of it since I covered it when everything happened a year plus ago. Man, you know what? That's a good talking point. I'm not going to tell anybody what to think, how to think, or how to interpret everything. But I only got so much room in my life for things to be interested in. And man, I couldn't give a fuck less about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Either way, it's just... So when I was younger and they showed the OJ verdict and they had a group full of black people happy and a group full of white people mad, I said, what the fuck is this? That was the first red pill of the mainstream media. It was immediately where I had to be 8 or 9 because it was 96. So I had to be 8 or 9. I was born in 87. And I was like, okay, they just clearly showed the image of this group of people. Like, there could have been a group of black people upset, a group of black people who didn't care, a group of white people, whatever. But they happened to show these images. I knew it at 9, 8, not necessarily being able to term it or understand it. This is media manipulation. They're trying to show an image of something and project it amongst the country. In this case, it's not racial lines; it's political lines. That's what they're doing with this Rittenhouse. It's a political OJ-esque trial. Now, I don't know if it's quite as salacious as that. Man, there was somebody. It was Darth Sorpio or Darth Scipio. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, brother. He was in the chat. He compared it to the Trayvon Martin case, and I'm like, wow. When did white on white crime become a racial issue? Because aren't all the victims white? Plus, and maybe that's the case in this case. If you look into the Trayvon Martin case, Trayvon Martin's dad is a Freemason. Do with that information what you will. You know, this is a conspiratorial podcast. Another shit. Speaking of conspiratorial, the damn Travis Scott thing. Some information about that has me thinking conspiratorial about that. But still up. Got 2.5 hours to go from work. I got whenever 3 o'clock is. So I'm not gonna go super long with this show. If I can get out by 8, maybe I can get like 6 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. Seriously, the pandemic was a mixed bag, ruined many chill spots, but allowed many office workers to work at home without pants. I'm one of those office workers. I mean, for a little bit I was in the office, but yeah, I am one of those office workers. Watching everything from day 2. Yeah, where is my OJ prize? Chris Rock, Hell Stovepipe Down Tube, Darth Saltio. Yeah, he was upset. He was really upset. But I'm like, bro, like, one, you know, I know these liberal white people want to exploit us, but like, yo, y'all can't like die and then get like racial points for it, man. I'm like, I don't want anyone to die at any time, and I still. Even if someone who thinks it's self-defense is very uncomfortable with this like lionizing of Kyle Rittenhouse. I was very much, if you check my old video from man, I actually posted it to the private chat and yelling at parked cars yesterday. Check my old video from September of last year. It's the video that put the hex on this channel that's still here to this day. To this day, I gotta get that damn things that drop. Gotta stop fucking around. Shout out to Deontay Wilder. But and I covered it, and I thought, like, man, you're lionizing a 17-year-old kid who really shouldn't have been there. Even if it's self-defense, but I didn't think anyone should have been there, by the way. I'm not saying him singled out. I didn't think any of the bystanders that were there, I didn't think anyone should have been in any of these fucking psyops / whatever the hell you want to call them, with the BLM, Antifa, riots, rallies, whatever. I didn't think anyone with any good sense would have been out there. If that was my little brother or my son or my nephew or whatever, I would have said, are you fucking serious? Sit your ass at home. You're not, what the fuck are you going to do besides kill or be killed? And now, you know, even if he gets off, he has, you know, lives that he's took. And yes, if you look at some of the background, some of these people, not the most savory people, but you don't know that when you're shooting them or when you're getting into confrontations and one of them gets shot. So it's not like, this is not something that you should like encourage happening. But one way or another, people have gotten triggered politically. You know, this is their political OJ. And like, we got so much time on this damn rock. There are things that do affect it. There are court cases that will affect me, mainly these mandate cases. I'll pay attention to that. Kyle Rittenhouse, man, come on, bro. You guys can care. All for it. If you're expecting Kyle Rittenhouse coverage on this channel, I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna happen. I couldn't care less. I'm not gonna manufacture interest on things just because they may be popular. I just couldn't care. So that's my thoughts on that. Happy Dinosaur also says he's not interested in the Kyle Rittenhouse case and most interested in occasional screenshots. They're looking for an Ace Attorney game. Shout out to I've never played that game. It was a Phoenix, right? Ace Attorney. But I mean, I've always wanted to. It looks so intense. That was a real bad comparison for him to make. Yeah, I didn't get that comparison. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then another thing with if you go about the above ground, like I said, it's a Freemason. You look into that and do what you will. But if you just go by the report, Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin. So that's a totally different situation for where Kyle Rittenhouse is trying to retreat. So it's just there's no comp even in incidents, even if you take race out of it. Also, as an 8-year-old, I thought you're 8,000-year-old, but I don't know if dinosaur years are kind of like Yoda years, where like the Yoda or baby Yoda or Grogu, he's 50 years old, but he's still a baby. So as an 8-year-old, I understood the media bias, and election years are always the most annoying years. It's gotten way worse. I'm not sure how it was back when dinosaurs ruled the earth, how you guys ran things. I know you're just a baby dinosaur. But yeah, or a young rat. You're not a baby, kid dinosaur, third grader. But yeah. Also thinking he's the team. Last thing we need is a minor jail. Yeah, it ain't gonna work out too good for him. Yeah, no interest in this either. Want to know what else I have no interest in? Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Burnout, no longer care. Yeah, couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. I just know I constantly want to engage you on this, but respect your opinion on it. I mean, you can ask me all you want. You're gonna be the one letting me know what's going on, man. Or I'm sure I'll see stuff in passing, see thumbnails and see clips. It's just not my cup of tea. Just not my cup of tea. Interested for this case, you can see how the state and FBI collude against citizens. That's why I'm watching every minute of it. That's a true angle to take. It's a real angle. I guess I'm already over that. I know that's where we are. I know that's, so that's what, so I'm kind of with Ripper on the idea of he was talking about the federal court for the, this whole vaccine mandate. And he wants to delegitimize federal court. He wants nullification. This is not a federal case. But similarly to where he didn't really care about I think he didn't care about the outcome, but it's like you're still operating within a certain framework. Man, this is not, the court system has never been fair. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It's not going to start now. Now maybe the new angle or the more popular angle is not really new, is the political bias. But the FBI and the FBI sold cocaine and still does, allegedly, but officially I can say without allegedly, previously sold cocaine. Oh no, it was the FBI, it was the CIA. Well, no, it was both. Sorry. What's his name? Was an FBI employee, and I can't think of his name. It was Rick Ross's, the real Rick Ross, the real Freeway Rick Ross. It was his connect, and even Freeway Rick Ross will sometimes get calls saying avoid a raid. But the government's done so many corrupt things. The idea that the FBI and the state would collude on a case is just like Tuesday. You know what I mean? Government's evil as fuck. But I understand because it's what they do above board. You know what I mean? What they're willing to do in the open. So I understand that angle. It is an interesting angle to kind of see that corruption in the open, wide open, for everyone to see and see how political lanes change how people perceive it. I can see that angle. That makes sense. Good morning, Michael Hickson. Good morning. AFK Bar said my profile pic looks like a baby dragon from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I can see that. So you're not a baby. Age is still 65 million, 22 years old. It says dinosaur 8,000. I'm factoring in time travel. Okay, time travel. Now that connects all the dots. Thank you, Happy Dinosaur. I appreciate it. I'm watching all these things related with Johnny. I don't know why Tug stopped posting. I know Tug at one point. Well, I know I've seen live streams and stuff that he's posted somewhat recently, but Tug had some health issues for a little bit. So that probably had an impact. Or did he get struck? That could have also had an impact. Just watching written just to see if the forces aligned to him could actually be defeated in court. We'll see. I understand. Hey, I understand those angles. I'm not telling you guys what to do. Just giving you kind of an editor's note. You're not going to see much coverage on it. Yeah, I mean, listen, if there's some interesting elements to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. But it's just not something I'm looking to. I'm following every minute or even care about the outcome per se. Because nothing surprised me in this world. I'm pretty sure Tug got struck. That's what Brian State said. They put stuff on Twitter. So yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe he got struck. As Tom kind of said, the media used to say the man keeping you down, and now I try to say the white man's keeping you down. Oh, and I don't have anything except YouTube and Minds. It's probably smart. And Tug has a backup channel, Tiny Tug. I see. Well, shout out to anyone who's covering any of this stuff. You know, the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard thing. I know that's Tug's thing. He's been covering that for a while. There was a point where I was somewhat interested. It's not, again, not my cup of tea. It's like once my opinion's already formed of it, and I can see a court case is just a group of humans deciding shit, and that can go anyway. I've been on a fucking jury before. If I can be in a jury and make a decision on the court case, I wouldn't trust these damn things. So who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? But still, my mom tried to get me sympathized with a politician in the news. I replied with, it's a politician. It's not a person. It's a monster who handles bureaucracy on our behalf and no morality. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Happy Dinosaur. I know your mom's a dinosaur, so she may not know how human politics work. But yeah, man, never ever, no hero worship. Never worship another man or woman for any reason, man. And never these politicians don't care about you. A lot of people who call themselves conservative or on the right, so to speak, are so geeked. And they're still, some people think, oh man, we're going to get to midterms. We're going to vote out the Dems and that. These Republicans don't give a fuck about you. Didn't you just see that? They want to build back better. This is a work, ladies and gentlemen. You may think Stone Cold and The Rock were really fighting. That was a work, just like the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. These people go to the same eyes wide shut parties, man. Don't put faith and stock into these politicians. Put faith and stock into the person you see in the mirror, because you'll have way more impact than any politician you see on TV. If there is something to take away from what happened last week in Virginia, is that. Not that, the red and no. That there were fucking parents who saw something wacky, to say the least, go on in their school system and said, we're going to stop it. That's something to take from it. Not, red, blue, the Dems are owning the libs. I don't give a fuck about owning the libs. Dino politics, even more reptilian than human. At least they're honest about it. Oh, yeah, because the lizard people. Gotta watch out for those lizard people. But yeah, man, don't worship anyone in the flesh. I'm not trying to black pill you on the politics system. If anything, I'm trying to empower you. You're the one who has the power, not them, not the assholes you vote for. This isn't something that once we vote them out in November next year in the midterms, yeah, and then Trump 2024 and everything is gonna go away and eagles are gonna fly from the sky. It's like, what the fuck is, like, do you realize what this is? You see what the fuck they're doing in Australia? You think you can vote that shit out? This motherfucker, the laws don't apply no more. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? Build back better, push all the rabble out of their way, out of the cars, out of the planes, out of the jobs, build back the serfdom. Yeah, neo-feudalism. We printed the most money ever and gave it all to the rich. We literally robbed from the poor and the unborn. We robbed from generations yet to be unborn. Yet we robbed from generations whose parents have not been born yet. Gave it to the richest people on this earth. And having the us foot the bill while all chaos and hell goes around us. It's absolutely wicked. The greatest wealth transfer in human history. And it's created you want to talk about a wage gap. The wage gap is not between men and women, it's between the wealthy and the rest of us. I'm not an eat the rich guy, but I am a fuck this crony capitalism shit and fuck exploiting the people and money printing printing all our money and giving it to corporations one way or another, or gender studies of Pakistan, whatever the hell. But yeah, not a fan of that. Still speaking of old, every time I watch anime and my old parents walk on me, they look like Speed Racer or speak gibberish to imitate the Japanese with subtitles. That seems like pretty racist, but I know you're from a different time. No Dino Politics is the strongest leads. I see. But my politics is still best summed up in an Instant Gundam quote. I don't give a fuck about the left. I don't give a fuck about the right. I have one law, pay or lay. I see. But yeah, man, the idea that there's a right or a left is kind of a work, man. It's kind of a work. The idea of a political spectrum in and of itself is a work. You need to get people who legislate their beliefs out, right? Because now we've talked. Let's talk about the abortion things at this topic. I know I'm rambling. This is a free form thing. There was no prep plan, but now I guess that's kind of the concept. Why the whole right and left thing is BS. So you get one extreme, and I'm somebody who morally is not. I think legally it should be allowed, right? But morally, I'm like, especially with the eugenic impact it's had on black people, not the biggest fan of smortion. But you have one extreme where Texas has their law, the quote unquote heartbeat law, and I heard something, I cannot tell you the state. Maybe you guys know. There's another law talking about full term, and it may even be part of the Build Back Better plan for all I know. But full term abortion, think about that. Does that seem good? Nah, man. Nah. Fuck, isn't there a middle ground? Like, can't there be a middle ground that people could agree with? Wasn't there already one? Shit. But I guess, people got to be extreme. That's the way it is. Now, to eat the rich guy by fuck the industrial complexes and career politicians, yeah. Yeah. Stop being team red or blue and make your own decisions. There you go. Look at you rapping. You got bars out here, Happy Dinosaur. Still got hope and everything. There's a season, and even kings grow old and die, and the weak children allow their kingdom to crumble. I almost feel like that's where we are, the crumbling part. I think the kingdom of America is crumbling before our eyes. And what the hell is going to be in its place? What's going to happen globally? What's going to happen with globalists? These are the uncertainties, but this does feel like the fall of Rome, so to speak. You know what I mean? This feels like the end. I mean, we could be wrong. I say sometimes, and I still think this is the end times, but no man knows the hour. Shit, and I shouldn't curse, but I curse a lot. If you were in the beginning of last century, it was wars and rumors of wars. It was fucking world wars. It was viruses and shit, real ones. Not to say this is fake, but you know what I mean. Spanish flu, pestilence, all sorts of stuff. You could have said this is it. It's the end times. It wasn't. You got another 100+ years at least. No man knows the hour. It goes either way. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen 100 years from now. And I know everybody doesn't believe. So we gotta hope and do the best we can with where we are. But and so at that, in that, don't put other people ahead of you on a pedestal. Don't buy into this BS. A lot of this is for division. Not saying you're necessarily going to agree with the most leftist of leftist policies. You don't have to. And a lot of this authoritarianism is quite frankly coming from the left. But don't think, oh man, if there's a red wave that'll solve it. No, only person who's going to solve this is you. You're the only person who has power, and that's not to black pill you, that's to white pill you, to let you know how much power you have. Our own Jake Diaz went down to his local city council meeting a few months ago. If you go down, if you have kids, you go down to these school board meetings, find out what they're teaching your kids. not rapping, just bass. And yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. Gotta get back into music. He defeated hippies once. We can defeat them again. I think the hippies had one, if not had some W's. I don't know if I can make a stream out of it though. That's too much. That's too much pressure. It'd be easier if we it'd be easier without it. I don't know, maybe though. Who knows? I don't want to say no to anything. We'll see. It's always the end of the world as we know according to politicians, and I feel fine. Yeah. The politicians are always fear mongering. Absolutely. Something though about the moral fabric of humanity, it just feels like how this can't continue. This society just feels a little bit more broken than before. Ooh, tasty bagel. Chomp chomp. Shout out to the bagels. In times is relative, it comes and goes. Sometimes you get highs of revolution, other times you get chilling on the farm and watching kids run around. Who knows? I could be wrong. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? One thing we do know, we got to be cautious. Got to be cautious, and we gotta be logical. You know, gotta prep what we can, do as much preparation as we can, and just be on the lookout. And again, to kind of circle back, why I don't care about the Rittenhouse stuff. Got so many hours left in the day, or so many hours in the day, so many days left in my life. Who knows? I can only hope, thousands and thousands upon thousands of days, and dozens upon dozens of years, half a century worth of years. But I don't know, man. You got to make the most of it. You can't spend it all worrying about the BS that's beyond your control. If you find an interest, I'm not telling you to not be interested in anything. Man. You don't gotta have the same interest. There's gonna be certain things you care about, certain things I care about, right? But yeah, I haven't been following the Rittenhouse, and I don't follow every story. Easy to control the populace when in fear. Every wonder why the news media keeps acting the way they do. Yeah. Oh yeah. This has been the news MO from jump since well before this pandemic. I mean, since the inception of TV news, it's always been the plan to be sensational, to be shocking, to be to cause fear. If it bleeds, it leads, so to speak. And on top of it, it's just the societal control element, like you said, man. Like you said. You know what I'm thinking? I could watch a couple trailers. There's a couple trailers I have not seen. And maybe that's what we'll do. We'll watch a couple trailers and then I'll get out of here. 'Cause I'm starting to fade already. Insomnia was part of the reason I'm doing the stream, and it's already hitting me. I'm sure this has been a ramble. I'm sure not all this has made sense. But you guys are so awesome. You guys showed up. That's why I haven't seen a Marvel movie since Endgame. It's not going to get better. I'm not interested anymore. Absolutely understand that. That's how I feel, man. I did see WandaVision. That was the last thing I saw. It's funny. I was just thinking about that. It was a show, or not a show, a channel I was on. I've been kind of watching it growth, and we started around the same time, called Sixth Element of Hip Hop. And I went on there and stopped going on there because I lost interest in WandaVision. It was like there's no reason to go. That was what we talked about the one time I went there. And I seeing his channel grow and all the guests he's had. Like, man, I wish I would have done more shows with him. But I didn't know what else to say. Fear industrial complexing with the news and pharmaceuticals, man. That's this mandate stuff is really creepy and really scary, man. We'll see. The Supreme Court so far put a stop to it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens long term. But Rip is right in that we shouldn't just depend on the Supreme Court or act as if the Supreme Court rules our way or the way we would like or what's most convenient. That all is good, because at the end of the day, the federal government puts too much power in too few people's hands and makes them too unaccountable to the people who they're empowered to. I think the 6th is, what happened earlier this year on the 6th, just going to enable more of that if it hasn't already. And who knew the Salt Must Flow can make the show? It was on his lunch break. There you go. That's why we're doing the morning episode. But a non-political note, I'm loving the critics going against Marvel, even though they're bored with more Marvel like I am. I think the superhero movie's dead. Not dead, but like the normies are done. They're done. There's a few they can pop for. Batman, Spider-Man. The rest, they're done. Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen with this. Bryce Day says he finds out in a month if the mandate makes him unemployed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you, or prayers for you, brother. And everybody else. I know of other people in a similar boat. And I wonder how this injunction is going to make a lot of these jobs who've created deadlines for their mandates or whatever. If you I guess if you listen, technically, me as a libertarian minded guy, as a private business, if you want to have a mandate for yourself, for your business, I don't really have a problem for you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want to work for you. But that's your thing. So I guess some of these places may still enforce it. But I wonder how many places who started to enforce this thing are now, because of this Supreme Court ruling, now going to pause and wait. So that makes this a very interesting thing. And so I hope the best for you and other workers in the same boat, because this is bullshit. Seriously, I'm happy the Marvel stands seem easier to defeat on Twitter on usual. Yeah, a lot of the Marvel stands were just people who like wanted to be nerds. And there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not the hardcore nerd. In fact, I think I'm a, damn near a poser. But except I'm honest about, like, I don't know everything about everything. But like, they wanted to be nerds, but they didn't really want to put in the work. So all they had to do was watch a movie and put on like a Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man shirt, and they were like nerds, and they've been able to ride that wave for 10 plus years, and now I think that wave is finally ended, man. Michael Hastings says, hoping to keep your job, man. My place just started the process. Yeah, for you and for anyone else who's watching this live, I want to play back. I wish you guys the best. I had to defend Master of TDS from Raven yesterday. What happened there? Most ridiculous thing is people have low enough standards to simp for Gail Simone. Ugh. The simp game, listen, never be shocked at what people will simp for. There's so many simps nowadays. Last I heard, they were waiting on a contract change for the Navy, the requirement. I don't know what that buys me. Ugh. That seems creepy. But so wait, they need a contract change in the Navy. I don't understand what would that have to do with the ruling, or that's just a theory of what's going on. Oh God, for real, people sent for Gail. She's like 50 with fake hair. Yeah, seriously, being a fake geek only works temporarily for Ethos and Kevin Smith. Yeah, Kevin Smith was always fake, man. People believed into him, and he stabbed them in the back. He took all that clout you gave him and used it to profit. But we will watch a couple trailers. Hopefully I don't get into too much trouble. If you're watching this live, you'll be able to see it. If you're watching the playback, especially after a couple of days, these trailers will be clipped out because they'll claim me, and then I'll clip it out because I just don't even fight with the trailers. Don't got the time. So only reason I'm watching these trailers because I forgot to watch them at all. I did not see the Lightyear trailer. I saw screenshots of it, but I've not actually seen the Lightyear trailer, and I've not seen Morbius. So I'll check these out before getting out of here. It's an impromptu show, and I just like, yeah, let's just do this. So here's the trailer for Lightyear. Here we go. Oh, let me make sure I'm unmuted. All right, I'm playing it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Go. Vital, go. Okay, go flight.
Cabin pressurization is underway.
As we prepare for ignition. Flight recorders are on. T-minus 5, 4.
Yes, Lightyear is in Buzz. Please let me know if you can hear.
1, 0. We have liftoff.
There's a star like to come and meet us, I think you know our minds. There's a star waiting in the sky. It's told us not to die. It's always people. Let the children to bed. Let the children use them. Let all the children boogie.
To infinity.
And
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't want this at all. I don't want any part of this. I don't want this at all. Like, just did you ask for this? I'm not. It might be great, but it's like okay. Can we stop using great songs and classic songs and then remixing them from trailers? Can we please do that? Is that fine? Can we make that can we get to that point? You know what we need to do with trailers? What happened to my man? In a world where Buzz Lightyear is real. Like, bring him back. Because this is lame. Another thing. Does everything have to be played like so serious? Like, what the hell tone is this movie? And we didn't even hear fucking Captain America, Chris Evans, talk for real, like except the end, as if they were afraid for you to hear a voice that wasn't Tim Allen. This is a mess. You know what else we're sick of outside of comic book movies? Fucking remakes and reboots. No, like, first, like, to explain the canon to anyone of what the hell's even going on with Lightyear. So they're taking, it's an alternate universe from Toy Story, but it's taking the character and telling his story. Like, they did it with a cartoon that I liked back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. I think Patrick Warburton did the voice, because I don't think Tim Allen did it. Tim Allen's not doing this. But like, that was, I get one, it was a lot closer to the release of Toy Story, so the kids were a little bit more willing to just, okay, it's just the Star Command thing. It's just basically the same show that was in Andy's world that he watched, assuming, presumably to like and want Buzz Lightyear. But now they're going into this like really in depth. It looks visually, as I think Brightest Day said, visually good, not interested. You're not gonna watch it. Would if the original cast is in? I don't know that I would even then. Even if you brought Tim Allen back, I would be more interested. I'll say that. But I just don't want this. I just didn't ask for this. You know what? Toy Story ended at 2. I mean, they made a third one and the fourth one. I never saw the fourth one. Third one was enough for me. Yeah, I would only set one guy's Buzz Lightyear's Tim Allen. Could have got Tim Allen back. Oh, this looks different from the cartoon. Had the cool star base and everything. Yeah, it's like a reboot of the cartoon. That's really what it is. It's a 3D reboot of the cartoon. 5x5. It's fine as far as the audio. Didn't believe him for a while. Still reminds anyone else lost attraction to Sarah Michelle Gellar after He-Man's molestation. I don't know the link between that. I have a theory about why Disney allowed low scores. You think it's plausible Bob order Eternals to be buried as a weapon against Kevin Feige? Absolutely. No, but Iro, that's definitely something to toss out there. You know what? Another reason I think that there's some plausibility to that. There was another movie. There was another Marvel movie. Oh, fucking it wasn't quite as bad as what's going on with the Eternals, but even something like oh my God, Black Widow. Black Widow didn't get the normal amount of protection. Now, a lot of people just roll with it in the media because so stunning, so brave, so whammon, period jokes. But even if something like Black Widow didn't get the protection that a movie would have gotten like that 3 to 4 years ago. So that was kind of like, it wasn't as nearly as pronounced, but there were some cracks in the armors there. And so, yeah, I think Disney in general, they're not as iron fisted with their reviews, but the concept and the idea that maybe, there's some civil war. It's a corporate world, man. It's not just one side against the other. It's every man for himself. It's like a Royal Rumble. It's not a singles match. So you got, Iger and Chapek, and sometimes they're on teams, sometimes they're against each other. You got the Feige situation at Marvel, and then you got what's her name? The demon that we all hate, Kennedy, and Favreau in the Lucasfilm section. So it's a whole lot of mess at Disney, and probably some motherfuckers we don't even know beefing. It's a big company. There's a lot of money at stake. Shit. And if you saw what we were playing with Hollywood, talking about how Hollywood is with Cameron Pasha, man, they'll put you to sleep over this shit. It's not a game. So yeah, they're going off of the premise that Buzz is real. They're in a world, they're in the Star Command world, but they're taking it way too serious. It's like, I don't really want to see this. Looks, like a less fun space adventure than the old anime series, boring and generic as fuck. Yeah. If you want to see Buzz Lightyear in his old adventures, check out the old anime series. Really, this looks like a cartoon Top Gun. I guess, but it just doesn't look that good. No, they can't stop that. They figured out member berries work, but they're burning member berries out, man. I think that's what I think. They'll still get some normies, but they're gonna burn that out. Yeah, take a classic song, slow it down, stunning and brave. No, but Iroh wants the 70s and 80s back. I think we all do. Yeah, it's too realistic for Buzz Lightyear, Michael Hickson. I agree. Yeah, I didn't ask for them to touch Toy Story after Toy Story 3 either, Happy Dinosaur. After 2, I didn't ask. Yeah, alternate timeline, shoot me. I don't know if it's alternate timeline, alternate universe. I think it's more accurate. Michael Hickson. We're going to get him. Oh, boy. Might as well, right? That's what this seems like. Yeah, let's do a super realistic, super violent Western for Woody. That's what I want. With like whorehouses and shit. Like if it was a good Western, it'd be cool, right? Michael Hickson and Brightest Day. Hell, Forbidden Ruin. Didn't like it one bit. Yeah, not a fan of this trailer. So in other words, Buzz Lightyear is being rebooted in his own universe. Be interesting. Tim Allen's Buzz Lightyear just kept ripping off the film. Then again, I watch him riff. That's another thing, man. It's not just you change Tim Allen to Buzz Lightyear. You change the whole tone. Like it would be interesting if this had more of the cartoon, the Star Command cartoons tone, and different characters in Star Command. That could be fun. But this is just serious. It's not what I'm looking for. The only Disney rumor from Doomcock I think is plausible is Chapek is annoyed with Feige. Oh yeah, I think so. I think Chapek is annoyed with Feige. I thought Iger was too, but Iger needed Feige because Iger wants to buy shit up. Iger is not, and Chapek have different ruling styles. So Iger wanted to buy shit up and spend a bunch of money. Chapek is trying to cut money. And Marvel is in a point where it's not looking like the money maker it was. So we'll see what happens to Feige going long term. I know what is different. It's 25% different. They don't have to pay the original royalties to the creator. That's a part of Hollywood. Hell, that's probably the least talked about element of the sequel trilogy. Out of all the stuff we cover, and actually it was covered on this channel, go back into the archives with Robert Meyer Burnett and Foulball on an episode of Culture Crime Fighters. And that was an element that was brought up by Robert Meyer Burnett. Like, hey, there's a reason you had Red Arm C-3PO. There's a reason BB-8 existed. There's a reason there's a reason Grogu, aka Baby Yoda, existed. It's merchandise and it's royalties and it's having an impact. Shit, Kathleen Kennedy is going to probably get a royalty for Grogu until the day she dies, no matter what the fuck happens with her contract. That's why they changed shit. It's not just to be woke. It's not just to virtue signal, which that's an element. It's not just to, fuck with the fans. It's to have a potential royalty, especially you're talking about these execs. Yeah, the schlub writers may not get it, These execs are going to get their fucking royalty. Still not buying Disney products. They remove the P3DO infestation and give me a apology for the ruined franchise and celebrity cancellations. Don't forget the slave labor from Uyghur Muslims. There we go. Happy Dinosaur 8000. My theory is Hollywood noticed low critic scores get high audience scores, so they tried to boost the audio score by hitting the low critic score first. Maybe that's a slick, interesting theory. Michael Hickson. Happy Dinosaur says, part of me debates that Bob Chapek is possibly, and that's Forbidden Room with the 25% point. I got to remember to say everyone's name. Sorry if I forget. Blame my head, not my heart. Part of me still debates that Chapek is probably making some smart decisions, but it's just coincidence. Chapek is so money driven that he may make better decisions than Iger. He may cut something you like too, but he is so bottom line driven, and he probably, well, I was about to say he probably fucked up the parks, but no, he did because he made more money. Because he knew people, he took for granted that people were going to still stick around and come back to those parks, and he was right until the pandemic happened. Iger is insane. Chapek just strikes me as a corp drone. That's probably fair. That's probably fair. Bob Iger overacts like Eric Bischoff, thinking he could buy his way in terms of greatness, but that didn't help WCW. Yeah, he does kind of have an Eric Bischoff vibe. But shit, Bischoff probably had more positive creativity to WCW than Iger did Disney. It's just that WCW could die and Disney can't, at least not in its current state. I'm not sure Chapek's practices in movies. I don't think Chapek is going to give you anything creative, but what he is going to do is be more focused on making things that people buy, for better or for worse. It's going to be good and bad. The good of it is maybe it's a little less woke. Maybe we don't get as much stuff that could be offensive because he's going to have a Republican buy shoes more attitude. He's more likely to have that type of attitude. And listen, if you guys remember, the OGs may remember the last the last investors call before the pandemic in early 2020, and Clownfish covered it because I remember watching them as just a fan. I didn't even have a channel at the time. And man, the investors were not happy to go into this pandemic, and they felt like their coffers were not as well as they should. Now, they went on to get bailed out by our tax dollars, but they didn't know at the time. And they were really mad at some of the woke stuff. There was a lot of criticism of the pride parades, some of the stuff they did there by the investors. And hell, we've even had investors call them out over the Gina thing. So once the investors start talking, I think Iger, he was just in wacky world. He was in his own world. Chapek is going to listen to them just a little bit. Yeah, I know something. I heard it too. I didn't know. I'm like, I wonder if you guys hear that or not. But yeah, that did happen a couple times. But it's good. We're good now. All right, let's watch this other trailer, and then we'll get out of here. It's an impromptu show. Thank you all for joining. So Morbius, did not see this trailer. Oh, yeah, he thought I was just losing your marbles. Yeah. You thought you were losing it. Nope. Sorry about that. So about to watch this Morbius trailer. Hopefully you still hear the sound. I have not seen the trailer, and so I have no thoughts on it pre-watching it. So let's check this trailer out, and then for anyone who's watching this playback, this trailer will be cut out of future playback, especially a couple days out, just because corporate greed, basically. But I will react to the trailer after watching it, and so you can still see my reaction. So everyone live gets to check it out. Let me see what Forbidden Ruin says first. It says investors should have known something was up when 2020 Disney stopped paying out, but Iger kept his $35 million year paycheck for not working or not doing anything at all. Well, investors thought something was up, like I said, really late 2019, or based on the late 2019 numbers. They were wondering what the fuck was happening. And I'm sure there are investors who know what's going on with those books and are just frightened Because if you know these books are getting cooked, but you already got hundreds of millions of dollars of your money or your funds money that you're managing, and you put 100 million because you went long on Disney, and everything's been a-okay until now, and you know these books are fake, well, you're kind of fucked. It's like paying into a Ponzi scheme, essentially, which you can argue the stock market is right now, as a whole. But those investors got to be frightened. Like, I'm sure some are just a-okay with what's going on, but they got to be frightened with what's happening. Yeah, man. Well, Iger did do some stuff. I mean, he was the training wheels for Chapek, because Chapek is only really getting started this year. In 2020, Iger acted as his training wheels. Happy Dinosaur says, want to know good news? YouTube shows like Coco Milan has led to woke shows like Our House getting canceled, and them looking to make pre-K cartoons. They don't want to deal with non-paying stands. I don't know who Coco Melon is, or Melon is. So I know nothing. I have heard of Our House. I know it was a Disney show. So hell, Joachim Stark. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here, Joachim Stark. About to watch this Morbius trailer. And I don't know what's going on with these YouTube numbers. I see like 4 or 5 people. It says there's only like one person in the chat. So I don't know what's happening. Happy Dinosaur is only invested in the savings account. That's smart. Hell, Basco scenario. Hell, Joachim Start. I see like 5 or 6 people who've all posted within the past couple minutes. It only shows like 1 or 2 people. YouTube, do better. You fucking bigot. Susan, you bigot. You bigot. All right, let's see what's going on with Morbius.
You need a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here.
To find a cure,
We have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
if you're gonna run,
Do it now.
People are strange
Dr. Michael Morbius, you've been missing for 2 months.
when you're a stranger.
Then you were found.
Stop doing this with this music.
Long Island.
Faces look ugly when you're alone.
What did you do to yourself, Doctor?
I wish I knew. I went from dying to being more alive than ever.
It worked.
Not exactly. I have increased strength and speed and some form of bat radar. What else can I do?
There are limits. There has to be.
There's something inside of me who wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
When you're a stranger, faces come
Can you
I'm
control it?
about to answer the Forbidden Ruins question. I'll answer it after the
Half the city wants
trailer.
to kill you.
remembers your name.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
When you're strange,
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I
Oh
should
shit,
stay
Doctor
in
Who.
I'd do anything to save a life, but I don't know what I'm capable of.
You save lives, you don't take them. Are you here to heal the world? Or to destroy it?
Lots of CG. Lots of CG.
Who the hell are you, man?
I am. I know. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
Man, I don't want that either, man. So that might have been Keaton. It might have been Keaton because he's Vulture in this universe. He's Vulture. So what Sony is doing, I didn't see it. If you saw it, could have been. That was Keaton. I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it. It was so much CG, my brain turned off. So I don't want that either. And I'm not sure if they're fucking with my numbers because I'm playing stuff. Let me see, let me check the thing. This is so weird. I see like 7 or 8 people in the chat, but it's only showing me on StreamYard like one person. So I'm like, okay, is everything good? It's confusing me, it's scaring me. So that's weird. It only shows 2 people, but I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 or 7 people. So thank you all for being in the chat. I guess YouTube's just gonna keep harassing me. Hello, Snorter Poopers. Hello, Snorter Poopers Q Burr. Yeah, I know it's not a completely new issue, but usually it's not this off like this. Hello, Snore Poopers. And then part of me gets worried because I have had streams go down. So when I see the number drops to like 1 or 0, I'm like, oh shit, is the stream down? Yeah, we'll look up. I'll check out for your jokes, bro. I was gonna go back up. Let's see. Hell Basco scenario. Yeah, a lot of people walked in. It could be 10 or 15 people watching the stream. I don't know how many people are watching, but thank you all for being here. Yeah, I see a bunch of people in the chat, but 2 watching. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like 15 people in the damn chat. It is just 2 watching. Whatever. But yeah, salty rant about the tech. Not quite as I can't manufacture that type of anger. Yep, slow down classic song. Oh my god, just stop doing that. I'm a doctor and I give me your blood, bitch. Random bystander. This is Happy Dinosaur. Who's Morbius? I was going to answer this question mid trailer and then I decided not to. He's a Spider-Man villain. He's basically a vampire. That origin is pretty similar to what it is. I mean, I don't remember him going to the jungle and all that other stuff. But basically, he's a vampire. He has a health issue, tries to heal himself, and it turns himself into a vampire. He did say bad radar. Brightest day. Yep, my guys. 70s music edited with trailer clips. Dude, these studios all hire the same editor. My God, this guy wants work around the clock. They might. Who knows? A Happy Dinosaur. Like a doctor wouldn't know what sonar is. Yeah, basically. Yeah, you could have just called it sonar. Hey, man, you should watch the trailer to American Underdog. It's a great one. I haven't heard of it. You know what? We can check that out before we get out. And yeah, it turns out it was Keaton. Sony is trying to create their own MCU out of the Marvel characters they own, which is the Spider-Man universe, and hence why Morbius is something they can do. Venom is something they've already done. They haven't implemented Spider-Man into this universe, but with Michael Keaton, and they're teasing that this is all part of the same universe. And so that is their plan. And ironically enough, I think there's going to be more success from the Sony Marvel characters and the Marvel characters, because I think they just beating the MCU down. I'm not trusting you with my blood test. You racist towards vampires, are you? This is Happy Dinosaur. Yeah, you bigots. And yeah, it was Keaton. And that's a hello to my man Snorter Poopus. And trust me, the American Underdog trailer has good music in it. Joachim Stark saying, what's up, Snorter Poopus? Forbidden Ruin is not a comic book guy, comic book normie. This is another Marvel character they're throwing at us who is unknown, like the Eternals, Nintendo 13 characters thrown at us. Yeah, Mama Susan's definitely up to her shenanigans again. I want practical effects, me too. Like, and claymation like old Clash of the Titans and Sinbad. You two be glitching. We'll all use a Romulan cloak device. There you go. Wasn't Sonar Radar O'Reilly's older brother? Huh. So yeah, we can do American Underdog. I've never heard of this movie. I don't know shit about it. I don't know if it's going to be something I'm interested. Oh, it's the Kurt Warner story. Okay. Since you asked, I'll check it out. This is Zachary Levi trying to be Kurt Warner. That's goofy. It's an interesting story to tell. Zachary Levi, man, he's a struggle to take serious. Like, I'm not saying, I'm kind of a movie normie, right? So it's not like I've seen him in a million things, but he's because this is Chuck, right? Zachary Levi, isn't that Chuck? Just seems like a guy that's hard to take seriously. Still, Michael Keaton is beaten down at this point, not wanting to be typecast as Batman and Beetlejuice, but now he's back to playing Batman and Flashpoint. I think he has a love-hate relationship with his feeling to Batman. Yeah, they're trying to turn Scraps into a mill. Happy Dinosaur, you're correct. No, but Iro says, never watched action movie. The only movie I like with a 3 from The Dark Knight and nothing else. Really have no interest in Marvel or DC. I'm getting there at this point. I'll be down for a soyni. I don't know if that was a typo or intentional. Probably was intentional because they are soy. A soyni Spider-Man, Spider-Verse against Marvel DC. It got better ideas, it looks like. It got better ideas. So YouTube is showing nobody. So I don't know if this is still up. Are we still going? It's showing that we're still going on YouTube. But see, this is what freaks me out. It's like, is my stream still going? I see comments. It says love-hate relationship with Batman is the whole reason he made movie Birdman, which was a good movie. And Forbidden Ruin says intentional. I don't know if I'm still up. No, you're still going for me. So, okay. So you guys are saying I'm still going. It really freaks me out to see no viewers, but then see comments. YouTube, you got to get your shit together, man. You got to get your shit together. Yeah, I like Birdman a lot. I like the drums. They had a guy drumming the whole time. They had the continuous shot thing. It's pretty cool. Nintendo over Sony. All time, probably. Right, man. You know what? I don't have a PS5 because they're impossible to get, but I am thinking about getting a Switch. So you guys hear me? Yeah, I have my stream open in another tab, and I see, but it's still showing 0. So I'm like, and plus I just play trailers. You know what I mean? So I'm like, they can strike me. I don't have the audio from the stream. I just see that it's going, but I don't know I don't know what you guys see if you guys don't tell me. I have no idea, because even though I'm checking out the stream, I don't have the audio going because that would be distracting. But I just can look and see. Okay, I can see my little bubble that pops up when the little or whatever it is, the space that shows audio is moving. So I see that and I see comments, but I'm like, I don't. Again, and plus insomnia. I've been up for like almost 24 hours. But you guys see, you guys hear. I don't know about that. Nintendo's multiplayer network. Yeah, if you're a multiplayer person, I play probably more on PC than anything. Because even if I'm not, I play like a lot of retro games. So that's even if I'm not playing modern retro emulator. All right, I'll play this American Underdog trailer. I had no idea what it was until I searched it. But somebody wanted to see it, so we always try to be for the people. We want to give you guys what you want, but then we're getting out of here. So I'll hush my mouth and try not to be so negative. And let's watch this trailer. Right?
You wanted to see me, sir.
Sit down, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. I prefer to stand.
All right. Go ahead, then. Tell me.
Tell you what.
Why a team worth $800 million, one of the most complex offenses ever built, should put you in the driver's seat. You're too old to be a rookie, too green to be a pro. So why in the world would I give you this shot?
All my life, I've defined myself through sports. I've always come up empty.
Coach, I can win for you. You need to start thinking about life after football, son.
We gave you the chance. We're letting you go.
I was meant for something something more.
You think you could be that guy?
Yeah, I do.
What are you doing here?
I wasn't ready for it, but I am now.
You defied all odds.
I've waited for it. I've bled for it. I know who I am, and I know why I'm here.
if you give me a chance.
Green went down hard and is not getting up.
I will not let you down.
You were born for this.
Something special about you, son. Destiny belongs to the underdogs. You want to prove that?
Man, we went 3 for 3. I don't want to see that either, man. I don't know why I'm so negative. I'm not trying to be negative. The goal is not to shit on a bunch of movies. It just, man, maybe Hollywood's done because they've just played these cards. Well, it's been a while since they did an inspirational sports movie, right? But I just don't want to see it. Just like I didn't want to see what the hell's the other one, King Richard. I don't want to see that. I want to see Zachary Levi try to be Kurt Warner, and then the embellished. I mean, certain parts were true. He did work at a grocery store. I remember that. But I mean, he was the backup. Trent Green got hurt, and Trent Green was a great quarterback as well. If you guys remember, he was sweet for. After this year, they traded him the '99 year, greatest show on turf. They traded him to Kansas City. He had some good years there. And Trent Green was a good quarterback, and Trent Green was going to be the guy who ran that offense. He got hurt. He was the backup. That was it. There was no it was a game 2 or 3. It was one really early in that season. Yeah, you can't spread an inspirational movie without been there, done that. That's the problem. I liked the Kurt Warner story when I watched it as a kid and watched it live. It was, an inspirational year. There was a great Super Bowl. Really one of the first really good Super Bowls. If you remember the 80s and 90s years, they were mostly blowouts. There's a few exceptions. And maybe, you know what? I should take that back because that one year against Green Bay and Denver was kind of like, but that year where the Titans were really like a yard away from the touchdown that could have tied it, that was an incredible year. That was an incredible game. And the Kurt Warner story was interesting. Hell, the most interesting part is it happened twice. They could make a sequel about what happened in Arizona because he went to the Super Bowl there. I mean, geez, you could take his just 4 best years, and they're as good as any years that any quarterback had, if you account for the fact, before the 2010s, because the 2010s are just crazy with quarterback numbers. So it was a fun story to watch real time. It's an interesting story, but I just couldn't help but to roll my eyes at it. Couldn't help but to roll my eyes at it. It's just because I felt the embellishment. Mike Martz. I don't care about Mike Martz. Mike Martz couldn't even really coach. It was Dick Vermeer who was the head coach. Mike Martz was the O coordinator. Like Mike Martz wouldn't have taught that. Mike Martz was such a bitch, Mrs. Doubtfire. No way he would taught that greasy to Kurt. No way. Even as a backup, he wouldn't have taught that greasy because he was just happy to be the O coordinator. He was new at being the O coordinator, if I remember correctly. Dick Vermeer had been a coach for like 20, 30 years at that time. 20 years, because it was it's early 80s, late 70s when he was coaching Philly. I know I'm just rattling off sports stuff. If you don't know sports ball, you're like, what the hell? But I just remember the stuff live, from memory. It's just not the story I want to see. Not the story I want to see. Like if it comes on, that's one of those things back when cable was the thing. And if it comes on TV, comes on the Hallmark channel, you might just let it park there. You got nothing else to do. That sort of thing. Maybe a lazy day on Netflix, I'll check out American Underdog. I'll give it this. Of the 3 movies we just showed trailers for, I'm more interested in that, even with all the shit or bullshit I complained about. Because even though it's a super cliche, it's been done an infinite amount of times. It's probably going to just take liberties with the facts. But I'm like, of the 3, it's the least overdone at the moment. I think the last sports movie of note would probably be Moneyball, right? Because like, okay, this is a sports movie, and it's interesting. Let's talk about Nintendo. Let me go. Mainly for Metroid Dread, Breath of the Wild, and lack of censorship. Oh yeah, Sony in their games. See, you are here, but am I here? Not here. This isn't happening. We all need to be quiet and giggle at the Fluster VW. Technology gets to me, man. I'm a boomer. And those numbers, it's like you have 0 people, and I'll see like 15 names. I'm like, which is it? Make a decision. Uncensored Sony games will be a thing of the past. Those games will be locked out when, until their woke demands are met. We'll see. We'll see. The PC master race shall rise again. So screw Sony. Yeah, been there, done that. Happy Dinosaur. And sorry if I didn't read names. I blame my head, not my heart. So you want to be this guy top of the second shittiest cereal we got in the store? Yeah, Wheaties. I've never had Wheaties. They were just relevant for sports stars, but I've never eaten Wheaties. Happy Dinosaur. Maybe decent enough for normies. Yeah. Biopics tend to do well. Yeah. And a lot of people remember Kurt Warner. I think of him fondly. Anyone else get, man, I was offended by The Blind Side, bro. Blind Side will always be offensive. It was to me the Gloria Steinem fantasy. I've said this before, and you guys may not know this. Feminism has hated the black man since Gloria Steinem got pumped and dumped in the 60s and the 70s by Jim Brown. Yes, that Jim Brown. Yes, that Gloria Steinem. So yeah, that not well, depending on which that Jim Brown, not the like broadcaster Jim Brown, football player Jim Brown. So and I guess technically James Brown could be Jim Brown, but it's not because it's James. So Jim Brown, football player, Cleveland Browns. That Jim Brown plowed Gloria Steinem. Maybe she was the 60s and 70s. She was all feminist, proto-feminist, and that's about superiority to men. And you know how these woke people have superiority. She's like, oh, I'm over black man. He probably just hit didn't call because like it's just another white girl. I'm Jim Brown, fuck white girls, black girls, every girl. I'm Jim Brown, that guy. And it just blew her mind. And so since then, feminism has hated black men. Right? So why did I say all that about The Blind Side? Well, the whole fucking movie, at pretty much every turn, Sandra Bullock is emasculating this massive black kid. Almost at every turn, including threatening to castrate him. I'm not bullshitting. That actually happens. Just emasculating this man. And it's the only reason he's civil at all. And somehow the guy has Batman skills because he gets into a fight. That's another thing. These sports movies just embellish shit, make shit up. Biopics always make shit up. You guys remember that fight in The Blind Side where he just does some Batman shit and gets out of the crack house? It was stupid. Feels like a cut and copy paste movie with differences than an inspirational movie. Rudy did it, and hockey did it, and baseball did it. Now they're back in football. And Rudy was a fake story too. Like it was real, but he didn't get a sack and then get held off at the end. Joe Montana was actually at Notre Dame, and he's debunked that. He said, no, that's not. We didn't chant Rudy. Are you serious? He's a third stringer, fifth stringer, whatever. Sports has been taking a beating in public interest. Absolutely. When they went woke, they went broke. But I will say that this year, with both basketball and football, I'm seeing a little bit uptick of interest from the last couple. There's still some minor wokeness, but they really are going away from that in a big way in both sports. And yes, you have Kaepernick, you have your solo acts talking shit, but the leagues themselves are not as invested in wokeness as they were last year. Yeah, I get it. I want to see something else other than another sports movie. Yeah, I get it. And you're right, Tree Rock Creations. We are absolutely scraping the bottom of the bottom of the barrel. I got you, but I'm driving in North Sip. Is that like Mississippi? North Mississippi? I don't know what North Sip is. And the connection is spotty at best. I don't know. That sucks. No sequel. Should have happened twice. Yeah, no sequels. Yeah, because it did happen twice. What happened in Arizona for Kurt Warner? Because he had fallen off again. If you remember, he was with the Giants for a little bit. His hands were broken. He couldn't even hold the football. He had thumb issues, hand issues. Ended up a backup in Arizona. Matt Leinart was supposed to be the star. They had these great wide receivers, this great offense, pretty good defense. Matt Leinart couldn't really measure up. Kurt Warner ends up there, and they end up back in the Super Bowl having a couple good years. To Michael Hickson, yeah, no sequels, and yeah, Happy Dinosaur did happen twice, and yeah, Happy Dinosaur is not a sports guy. I understand that. Stood next to Mike Marson, baggage claim said small time. He always came off like a bitch to me. Like, I don't mean that disrespectful. I mean, I just called him a bitch, so it sounds disrespectful, right? Because I don't know him for Adam, but just as a coach, football had a masculine edge. He just didn't fit it. I mean, even Dick Vermeil was crying all the time, but like Mike Marsh really just when he took over was just really just got. He just seemed so like a pushover. Like Dick Vermeil crying just felt like your emotional dad or something, your granddad or something. But like Mike Marsh just felt like this substitute teacher who just wanted to punch in the face. Want to talk unfaithful based on someone's actual life story? Look at Patch Adams. This is about faithful as a $4 hoe. I'm sure it is. That's the thing. These biopics are always unfaithful. They're always unfaithful. We did see the Wheaties joke. I thought I said it. Sumo and arm wrestling are my sports nowadays, and that and a little slap boxing, says Michael Hickson. Flushed the VW, and I didn't cause it. Pow. Sorry, Mads, Mama Bear. How you doing? I heard you had some stuff going on. Hope you're cool. Hope you're cool, Mads. Wheaties are high-end cornflakes to me, at least. I prefer the low-end stuff. I'd rather cornflakes. Toss a banana in it, and you're good. Wheaties suck ass, only slightly better than Kicks. Whoa, what's with the disrespect on Kicks? What's with this disrespect on Kicks? Toss some sugar in that shit. My mom loved that movie, but all I saw was a lying virtue signal. Oh boy. Hail Mads Mama Bear. Yeah, Gloria Steinem was met at best. She was lucky he even noticed her. Really, she was. Almost sound like Kanye. Lucky a motherfucker like me even noticed you. Now you noticeable. Can't nobody get control of you. Exactly what happened. Plus, it's hard to see feminists hate black man. Look at Dave Chappelle treated by activists. Yeah, man. Yeah, the blind side becomes black man begins for 5 minutes. There's a scene, man. I don't know what happens. I'm like, who wrote this shit? Black man begins. Happy stop. You bigot. But who wrote this shit? Hey, good morning. Listen as I head out to work for a 5 a.m. start. Yeah, you're on the West Coast. West Coast is the best coast. Well, not anymore. But hell that 70s. Enjoy, good luck at work. Good luck at work. I'd say weebs like myself have more dignity than sports fans. We don't take shit lying down. Sports fans didn't take a lot of shit lying down. Kohler, crapper dick, just a pile of hair, parasite growing underneath. He's a guy, he's a troll, man. Can't feed the trolls. I'm like the story, it's slavery. It's like slavery. Okay, cool. Whatever, man. Whatever you say. Happy day to you, Mads, and happy day to you, my dino. Good to see the love. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. There's an impromptu stream to kind of make up for the stream that's not happening later on. Shout out to Insomnia for me even being up to do the stream. But thank you all for being here. If you like the video, please like the video. Not sure how many of you here. I'm sure YouTube's gonna say I had 10 views, even though it was I saw at least 15 to 17 names throughout. So thank you all for being here. I'll get a couple comments on the way out. Seriously, if I had a based on a true story film about myself, I want to slay a dragon and bang a witch. The princess being held captive by the witch. I always thought if I did it based on a true story, I would just make it ridiculous. So it obviously wasn't true. But still happy day to you, all my friends. Wave or the rock on Mads Mama Bear. So shout out to Happy Dinosaur, Mads Mama Bear, Snorter Poopus, Q Burr, That 70s Rock Fan, Stream Elements, Brightest Day. Guys, shout out to Stream Elements because I appreciate the using their platform. Helps keep the channel going. Forbidden Ruin. Thank you, Forbidden Ruin. Michael Hasson, thank you. Small time. You're big time in my book. Thank you. Tree Rock Creations. Appreciate you being here. Let me see. Joakim Stark. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you. Noble Iro was also here. He's also here as All Thinker as well. Let's see if I want to make sure I get every single person I can. The Basco Scenario, thank you for being here. I know I'm missing names because there was a couple newer names that I hadn't seen before. And I want to just thank you because it really means a lot that you guys are here. Who knew the Salt Must Flow? How can I forget about who knew the Salt Must Flow? He's one of the oldest subs I have. Not the oldest term of age, but he just was been a sub for so long. Oh no. Who's the noob that I forgot? You're not noob, but a noob here. And I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, there you go. Stovepipe Down Tube. And Bone. How can I forget Bone, 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 Bone? There's All Thinker. There's no Byron. He's there twice. So yeah. Thank you for being here. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good morning. And God bless. See you guys later. See you guys tomorrow on Matt's channel, on Fireball Productions channel for the Cultural Crime Fighters. All right. Peace.
Some motherfuckers are always trying.